Hey everyone, today's the 7th anniversary of RTBR, and as we approach milestones on our most ambitious release to date, we've decided a little clarification is in order. Division 3 is the most challenging release we've pushed towards, with the most new NPCs, new weapons, new characters, and most varied environments we've had in one division so far. Moreover, we've got a perfect storm of difficult ideas, vehicle maps, narrative set pieces, and original takes on beloved cut concepts. Whilst it may be taking us a little longer than we'd planned, we've still had elements of the team committed to future divisions, and would like to share some of the early fruits of those labours with you. A commitment that the crucible of Division 3 has not prevented the rest of the mod from pushing forwards. Please note that everything you see in today's update is a work in progress, and no art is final. First off, we're delighted to show you our first snippets of an art past Wasteland, with this the opening shot of Wasteland Vista, and a few other snaps of the map in various stages of completion. This map will be light on directed gameplay, with an emphasis on exploration. The core goals for players are pretty straightforward, but the real meat is to be found searching nooks and crannies for goodies. Our picture of the Wasteland is one in which a battle was fought by humans and Earth's own fauna against Xenian influence to inhabit this artificial land, and where Earth lost, with traces of dead plants mostly overshadowed by a flourishing Xenian ecosystem. Several new enemies will be gently introduced in this map, setting the scene for the Xenian encounters for the rest of the division. We'll be showing these enemies to you in more detail before the summer, as part of our Wasteland-focused update article.
Wasteland 01 pulls things back a bit from the openness of Vista, directing the player a little more tightly as they enter a small trench in the once ocean populated by Xenians and patrolled by outlier antlions from the local Hive. Here, you'll meet Khan, an eccentric Vortigaunt in a ruined submarine whose experience out in the Wasteland alone will make him a memorable Vord to add to our character roster.
The last map of our opening chunk of Wasteland, O2 provides a more complex set of goals for the player to perform, all with the goal of breaking into the Handline Hive, burning it from the inside out. Combine fortifications hastily put together suffer despair from consistent attack, as their approach to the taming Wasteland is tested to its limits. Xenians, Antlines, and Combine, and the player will all clash in open warfare as the local garrison fail to account for the appearance of the one free man.
Our Antline cave maps are split into several parts, introducing the birther and roller grub from our previous update throughout, as well as other mechanics unique to navigation around the Hive. The player's goal: destroy the Hive, survive the Antline hordes, and defeat the only thing the Combine fear in the Wasteland.
Switching gears, we're on to Division 4 and the opening map, Vance HQ. After a busy train heist at the end of Division 3, the player will arrive at an old oil rig in the Wasteland, not too far from the air exchange. Suspicion will rule at first, but as the conscripts begrudgingly accept being on the same side as Gordon, you'll get your first glance at organized resistance, as a Hail Mary attack on the air exchange becomes inevitable. Division 4 will be our smallest division to date, with a very tight focus on the air exchange and concluding the player's time in the Wasteland. We expect it to ship not all that long after our third part does, as we are well ahead of schedule on this cycle of development.
Dispatched to an oiled maintenance pipeline from the oil rig, the player skirts the small remnants of Xenians not yet perked by the Combine before infiltrating the facility, and initiating the attack, the conscripts leading a distraction that will allow you to penetrate deeper into the heart of the Combine's next step of terraforming Earth.
Deep within the guts of the air exchange, this map, among the more complete of our blockouts right now, tests the player with many navigational hurdles as they're pursued by soldiers, stalkers, and face down some of the Combine's toughest units, garrisoned at the facility.
Division 5 is likely our last big hurdle for the mod, as both Divisions 6 and 7 are smaller parts like Division 4. The Arctic presents a lot of challenges we've made moves to solve, but among the difficult parts are somewhat easier maps like Kraken Base, which is already fully blocked out and undergoing art tests. Here the player will get a refresher on the cozy labs of the mainland through the lens of the most advanced science of resistance can muster. But something must always go wrong, and it won't be long until a double agent is revealed to be working against her own kind.
As the Combine mount a surprise attack on Kraken, its structural integrity begins to falter, and the freezing Arctic Sea begins to seep inside. Combine units will try to catch the player and their new allies off guard, and when all seems lost and Gordon seems trapped, an old friend will be there to help the Resistance fight for one more day.
We hope you've enjoyed this focused look at the future of the mod, short, mid or long term. Division 3 remains our primary focus, and we're still firing on all cylinders, but are proud of the foundation we've been able to lay for the future divisions of the mod. A strong motivator for us to push through this ambitious release, knowing the future isn't far away at all. If you'd like to get involved, we're still looking for these roles. Level designers. We'd like to keep up the momentum on Division 4 and onwards, with fresh talent to inject into these new parts. And hard surface modelers. We're always looking for skilled modelers ready to take a crack at remaking Half-Life 2 and cut props alike. Stay tuned for our Wasteland update next quarter, delving a little deeper into the wild new lands where Ocean once was.